Hey, welcome back to my reading update. I just want to say that I had a really good Thursday. I finished Truth for Witch and I started and finished Waylaid by Kim Harrison. So I had a really good day reading wise. So today's challenge is basically to pick a book and recommend other books from it, and I have picked The Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce. It is a fantasy book sort of in the swords and sorcery genre, and it is one of my favourite books and I highly recommend it. So if you like this book then you might enjoy the following ones. Vessel by Beth Durst might be a good pick. It's more of a Middle Eastern style Arabian Nights feel to it. I think there's gin involved from memory. It's blurred by Tamora Pierce, so if you like her work then you might like this. If strong female leads are your thing, then you might enjoy A Dark Shade of Magic by Schwab, the first book in the Shades of Magic series. It's not quite a fantasy in the way that Song of the Lioness is, but it's definitely got a kick-ass female character, and I think Schwab does some interesting things with the world she's created and the magic system she uses. Back to a more traditional fantasy, if that is your thing. Sabriel by Garth Nix, the first book in the Abhorsen series. It's actually my favourite book, and I think Nix creates a really interesting world and a really interesting magic system, and it's well worth checking out. Another book you might want to check out if you want a more traditional fantasy is Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Wrede, the first book in the Enchanted Chronicles. Now this series has a bit of a fairy tale-esque lean to it. If you are a fantasy fan and are thinking of venturing into the manga world, then you might want to consider the Magic Knight Rayearth series by Clamp. It has a lot of fantasy elements in it, but it is very typical of Clamp and the whole magic girl genre. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. If you are a fan of Tamora Pierce, whether that's her Song of the Lioness Quartet or any of her other series, whether they're in the Tortle verse or in the Emmeline verse, then you might like this book, because she does some awesome kick-ass characters. Finally, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I have had a brilliant Thursday and I will see you later. Goodbye.